Whoa! Mikhail Sergachev has been traded to Utah. Day 2 of the 2024 NHL draft is off to a banger of a start. There was a little trade between the Capitals and Sabres. It's a little moose-boosh, and you go, ooh. And there's a rumored deal about Jacob Trouba maybe going to Detroit, and you go, ooh. But this thing really happened. Mikhail Sergachev goes to Utah. The Coyotes have money now, and now they're spending it on a guy who, when he's healthy, is one of the top defensemen out there. Here's the deal. Mikhail Sergachev is being traded to Utah, the team with no name, for J.J. Moser, a defenseman, Connor Geekie, a forward and a good one, a second-round pick next year, originally belonging to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the 199th pick this year. I believe that's a 4th or a 5th round pick. Doesn't really matter because on draft day, it's not a 4th or 5th round pick. It is the 199th pick. That is all that matters. The second rounder next year is a second rounder next year. We don't know where that's going to fall. Hopefully 64th overall because the Toronto Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup. Pause for laughter. Dude, wow. Wow. Now you might be saying to yourself, why didn't the Tampa Bay Lightning get more? The reason is because, let's be honest, the top story regarding the Arizona Coyotes the past couple years hasn't been their on-ice play. It's been all the distractions around it. And even though a lot of things haven't gone well for them, low-key, they have some pretty good players and prospects. Remember how they've traded everyone, like literally everyone, and they've got nothing but picks? Connor Geekie was one of those picks in recent memory, and a good one. But another reason, Mikhail Sergachev, $9 million against the cap. No salary retained. From Chris Johnston of The Chris Johnston Show, the Tampa Bay Lightning didn't retain any salary on Mikhail Sergachev, opening up some much needed cap space with a Victor Hedman extension expected to come next week, and maybe another run at extending Steven Stamkos before he hits the open market. The biggest buyer beware thing with Utah and Sergachev here is Sergachev broke his leg last year, and he missed a significant amount of time because it was a bad injury. But you might remember, against all odds, Sergachev actually returned in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs and helped the Lightning avoid a sweep at the hands of the Florida Panthers. Didn't last much longer than that, but in his return game, Sergachev wasn't just there, he was a factor. This dude is a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. He is a Stanley Cup finalist in the 3rd year there. The Lightning have won a ton of hockey games and a ton of playoff hockey games with Mikhail Sergachev. I mean, geez, usually when the Coyotes are acquiring a guy with a cap hit like that, his career's already been over for several years and he's on LTIR so that they can make the cap floor. Now they're getting one of the better defensemen in the league, like definitely top 20 defensemen in the league, and he makes a bunch of money, and they're still under the cap floor. Like, Utah could continue to be a big player today. Like, I should wrap this video up. But what does Tampa get in return? Well, what Tampa gets is a little bit of a youth movement here. There's the 2 picks they get, a second rounder and a later pick today. Whatever. They've gotten rid of so many picks in recent memory. Ryan McDonough, they just paid for him, and the Tanner Jeannot trade put them back like basically an entire draft class. But the thing with draft picks is you don't know if they're going to hit. Moser and Geekie, those are hits, even though Geekie has not played a game in the NHL yet. Moser was a 24-year-old defenseman, left-handed, for the Arizona Coyotes, and because of him being on the Coyotes, he's actually already played 3 full NHL seasons. He's played 205 NHL games. That's a lot for a guy his age. His career highs offensively, 7 goals and 24 assists, 31 points. That was 2 seasons ago in an 82-game season. This past year, he played 80 games, 5 goals, 21 points, or 21 assists rather, for 26 points. Moser is basically just Sergachev replacement. Well, McDonough is Sergachev replacement. Basically the left side of the Tampa Bay Lightning, which was such a strength of theirs when they were winning Stanley Cups. It was Hedman, McDonough, Sergachev. Now it's Hedman, McDonough, because they got him back, and Moser. That is a really good left side. But Connor Geekie is the big part of this deal. He's only 20 years old, a fresh 20 years old, just turned 20 in May. He was the 11th overall pick in 2022. He's only played 2 games of professional hockey. He played 2 playoff games in the American Hockey League with the Tucson Roadrunners. He tore the WHL to shreds. This past season, he split between two WHL teams and he torched the league with both of them. He played 26 games with the Wenatchee Wild of the WHL. In 26 games, he had 20 goals, 29 assists, so nearly a goal a game and over an assist per game for 49 points in those 26 games. And he played 29 games with the Swift Current Broncos and stayed at about the same pace. 23 goals in those 29 games, 27 assists for 50 points. All in all, 99 points in 55 games. That is a dominant player. For his age group, now he's got to do it at the professional level, but putting up those points and being a center who is 6'4", just shy of 200 pounds, yeah, I think he's going to be pretty good. And I'm just looking down at my phone. I was about to wrap this video up. Utah has made another trade. I'm telling you, these guys have money to spend now, and they're way under the floor. I don't know. Did my son's hand just show up on screen? I don't know. The wonders of working from home. What is this? Oh, a dinosaur egg kit. Pierre LeBrun tweeted this. Bill Daly announces Utah acquires John Marino from New Jersey. That clears a path for perhaps the Devils to sign Brett Pesce on Monday. Something that's been rumored for a while. It's hilarious because Utah basically has no defensemen who are actually locked up. Or at least they didn't until they made these massive moves. That could be Utah's top pair for next season, Sergachev Marino. They still have Sean Dursey, who's an RFA. There's lots going on. Utah and Tampa. You know what? I'm going to wrap the video up before something else happens. Kevin Hayes has been traded to Pittsburgh. I don't even know what that deal involves. So let's check it out together. For now, that is it for this one. I can see that they're announcing another trade on screen right now. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Draft day, always fun. You know what? I just finished shooting, but I have to continue because the trade that was on the screen that I saw right behind me actually involves Tampa. From Elliot Friedman, Tanner Jeannot to the LA Kings for a second rounder in 2025 and pick 118 this year. Kings had been considering Jeannot for some time. Listen, that's a victory for Tampa. Listen, did Tampa recoup what they paid for Tanner Jeannot from Nashville? No, not even close. They traded like an entire draft class for this guy and he basically didn't do anything. But the fact that Tampa was able to get rid of Jeannot and actually get picks back for him, I think is a big victory. They clear cap space. Hedman, Stamkos, they got to get that business done. Good trade. Good trade for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Kings get meaner. Here, in one sec, before we go, my associate producer, Leo, is here. Who is that? What team is that? Canadians. And what do we think of them?
They're stinks.
They're stinky. They're stinky. One day you're going to get drafted them, and it'll serve me right. You'll buy Daddy a cottage, right? Yeah, okay. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Draft day, always fun.